Drinking, and plenty of it.
It does indeed. So today there was a stark warning from Norfolk Police as they launched a new campaign against binge drinking with a hard-hitting DVD that'll be sent out around the country. Laura Burns has more.
Starting university can be a whirlwind. New places, new people, and it's often fuelled by lots of alcohol. But what starts out as fun can end in danger, which is why Norfolk Police have chosen today, as many freshers move in, to launch this hard-hitting DVD about binge drinking.
Actually, there is a choice. Young people have a choice. If they do it one way, then they will stay safe and have a good time. If they do it another way and fall into binge drinking, then the potential is that they will get hurt, and that could impact on their friends and family too.
It's an issue very much on the mind of Chitra Buckley from France, who's helping her son Thomas move into the University of East Anglia today. Last week, he ended up in hospital after drinking too much.
I think that at that age they think they're invincible. I think, nothing bad's going to happen to them. So to a certain extent, I think when they see things, can actually go wrong. I think it does work.
Thomas, however, is more sceptical.
University is about figuring out who you are and really testing each other's limits. You tend to drink quite a lot, and you tend to, especially given that barely anyone knows each other, and alcohol tends to facilitate social interaction and such, for them to try and take it away and try to make it safe. It's a bit too ambitious, to be honest. I think there's a poor chance of that happening.
According to a recent survey of 3,000 students, 15% drank at hazardous drinking levels. That's 51 or more units a week for men and 36 for women. The DVD was launched today at UEA Student Union Bar. Also there was new Norwich North MP Chloe Smith.
You don't have to binge drink, you don't have to go along with the crowd. University is about finding your own feet and finding where you fit in, so I really welcome this DVD.
At Anglia Ruskin's Cambridge campus, it's not so much Freshers' Week as Freshers' Fortnight.
Because you're on your own, you're independent, you do maybe go more mad.
I think I've only been not drunk for about 2 or 3 nights since I've been here, so yeah, I've been drinking quite a lot.
It's getting a little bit hard in the mornings and remembering things, but yeah, I mean, what we do remember is fun.
For thousands of students across the region, the next few weeks are their first real taste of freedom. Police are hoping they'll make a fresh start and a safe one. Laura Burns, Anglia News, Norwich.
Well, stay with us. David's got the weekend weather tonight.
We'll be announcing the winner of the ITV Anglia Feel Good Factor Award, and of course there's loads more.
2 men have been charged with helping illegal immigrants enter the country after 9 people were found in a van at Harwich International Port yesterday. Officers searched the van after it arrived at the port on a ferry from Holland. 9 people, all Indian, were found among boxes. 2 men from London appeared before magistrates at Colchester today, charged with assisting their unlawful entry into the country. All 9 immigrants have been returned to Holland.
Cambridge City Council will have to pay £150,000 to rebuild a bungalow which was blown up by a tenant facing eviction. Donald Joyce killed himself and destroyed his bungalow in Tevisham Drift in Cherry Hinton. It was on the day he was due to be evicted for a campaign of intimidation against his neighbours. The City Council says it's unfortunate it's having to foot the bill, but it needs to rebuild the property because of the demand for council housing.
Trading standards officers in Suffolk have successfully prosecuted a market stall holder for selling fake cushions that presented a fire risk. The cushions, decorated with children's favourite TV characters, were seized in Ipswich. Fire tests showed they burned quickly and failed to comply with safety regulations. Jason Gold from Whitmore Way in Basildon was sentenced for 8 trademark offences and 1 safety offence. He was given a 12-month community order and ordered to attend an education programme.
Fire investigators say a blaze at a cinema and theatre complex in Suffolk may have been started deliberately. The fire took place at the Regal in Stowmarket on Wednesday evening. About 20 people were forced to leave their homes because of the threat of a gas explosion. Both the cinema screen and sound system were damaged beyond repair, but the manager says he hopes the venue will be open again by Christmas.
The former Labour MP for Norwich North, Dr Ian Gibson, says he's extremely unlikely to stand for election to Parliament again. His comments on life after the House of Commons came as he began a new role looking much further afield as the new president of the Norwich branch of the United Nations Association. Hannah Pettifer has more.
Back to business. Dr Ian Gibson may have been one of the many casualties in the MP's expenses row, but he's now returned to the front line as head of the United Nations Association in Norwich.
It'll give me a chance to develop the association and look at the United Nations and foreign policy and how we in Norwich here can relate to some of those policies.
Since standing down as MP for Norwich North, Dr Gibson's been in America. But has that put enough distance between him and the Labour Party to make him forgive and forget?
I hope I'm big enough and Scottish enough to have moved on, to know that some of the things that happen have got to be put behind you and you've got to move on. You still have moments of anger, but you also have moments of relief as well. It's nice to be out of the hurly-burly, the 100-mile-an-hour life, and it's nice to be able to stop and think sometimes.
So does he ever see himself standing as an MP again?
Oh, I doubt it, because the Labour Party doesn't want me to stand again. I could never be an independent within a system where I had been a Labour MP for 12 years and really enjoyed it, and looking after people in Norwich is a delight. And, you know, they're still coming at me to help them, and I will continue to do that as best I can.
Ian Gibson may have escaped the hurly-burly of Westminster, but from the sound of it, he's not in for a quiet life yet. Hannah Pettifer, Anglia News.
A Norfolk hospital is using technology designed for deep-sea divers to treat cancer patients. The James Paget University Hospital at Gorleston is one of the first in the country to treat NHS patients in a special chamber, more commonly used for divers suffering from the bends. Studies show the chamber can help reduce the side effects of radiotherapy.
The use of the chamber is basically to improve wound healing. In most cases, most conditions that we are treating is related to either chronic wounds or patients that have some sort of side effect from radiotherapy.
Well, sport now. Ipswich and Peterborough are still looking for that elusive first win in the Championship after both came close during the week. Could this be the weekend?
And can our League One sides return to winning ways too? Donovan Blake looks ahead to the action.
After watching their teams take the lead in midweek, Ipswich boss Roy Keane and Peterborough manager Darren Ferguson must have thought their patience was finally going to be rewarded with a league win, but their teams had to settle for draws. Tomorrow, Ipswich travel to Doncaster without Gareth McCauley after his red card against Nottingham Forest. So Keane has to shuffle his pack again in the hope of assembling a winning combination.
We get frustrated, of course, and disappointment. That's what football does to us. It can be a cruel game. I think we certainly deserve more than the points we have. But having said that, you've got to go out and do the business.
George Boyd was Peterborough's goalscorer on the road on Tuesday. Could he or any of his teammates be match winners on home soil against Reading? Mention the name Charlton and you probably bring Norwich City supporters into a cold sweat. Tomorrow City have the perfect opportunity in League One to erase the painful memories of their last two meetings with the club, especially that at the Valley 4 months ago.
The group of lads who, if there's many still here from that last game, should remember the feeling that they had when you get relegated. It's not a nice feeling. Then you've got a chance to turn it around.
It's the day most Colchester fans are looking forward to, their first opportunity to see new boss Adi Boothroyd in charge at home. They entertain Hartlepool on the back of 2 away draws. And Southend boss Steve Tilson has 2 new loan players from Sunderland in his squad as they seek their first league away win at Brighton. Donovan Blake, Anglia News.